Ever feel like maybe our history books are missing a few chapters, especially when we're talking about ancient civilizations, in the Americas?
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
we've got the Inca, the Maya, the
All
Aztec,
right, incredible civilization.
incredible civilizations,
Yeah.
but what if there are others out
Yeah.
there just totally swallowed by time, swallowed by the rainforest?
The jungle eats everything.
That's what we're digging into today
Is so true.
in this deep dive.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
And there's no better place to start than the Amazon.
So much potential for uncovering history there.
Huge,
Yeah.
enormous, enigmatic.
It is. It is.
We're using archaeologist Ed Barnhart's work as our compass for this deep dive. You can find a link to his article in the show notes.
It's a good one.
But Barnhart, he argues that before we can even begin to imagine these lost cities, we kind of have to understand how civilizations emerge in the first place.
Right. Back to basics.
So let's rewind the clock.
Way back.
Way, way back.
Okay.
For ages, humans, we were wanderers.
Nomads. Yeah.
Nomads,
Following the food.
moving with the seasons, availability of food.
Right.
It wasn't until the development of agriculture, and that's like a big,
Yeah.
huge moment. Yeah, when we learn to cultivate crops, that we really see the seeds of civilization being sown.
Yeah, you've got to have a food source, right?
You gotta,
To stay put.
yeah, and that's when things get really interesting.
I agree.
Because with agriculture,
Yeah.
now you've got this reliable food source, which means you can stay put. No more chasing after your next meal.
Exactly.
This allows populations to grow. And with more people, you need organization,
Infrastructure.
specialization,
All of it. All of it.
all those elements that form the bedrock of a civilization.
Building blocks.
And a perfect example of this are the Aztecs.
Oh, a great example.
They went from these nomadic tribes to constructing Tenochtitlan,
Amazing city.
this magnificent city on a lake.
I mean, on a lake, can you imagine?
Incredible, yeah.
The engineering?
They developed sophisticated systems of governance. Their artistry, incredible.
Beautiful.
And their understanding of astronomy was
Light years ahead.
light years ahead of their time.
Seriously.
But
There's a
But they also had this incredibly intense ritual practice of human sacrifice.
right. A little bit of a dark side.
Yeah, and it's just a stark reminder that complexity doesn't always equal
Right.
being good.
Being morally good.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely not.
and how much we still have to learn about the nuances of these ancient cultures.
We're always learning.
Always learning.
Absolutely.
And that complexity makes the search for other lost civilizations all the more intriguing.
Oh, for sure.
Especially in a place like the Amazon,
Yeah.
which presents archaeologists with some unique challenges.
It really does.
It's like the Amazon decided to play a massive game of hide and seek with history.
That's a good way to put it.
What makes it so good at keeping its secrets?
I mean, think about it. You have this dense rainforest.
Yeah, just dense.
And everything just decays so fast.
Yeah.
Wood, textiles.
Gone.
Even bone, it all disappears. Unlike, you go to Egypt with these towering stone structures.
So different.
Amazon, it's like, it doesn't want to be found.
So if we're trying to uncover these lost chapters of history, where do we even begin?
Right.
It's not like we can just stumble upon a lost city amidst the vines and the trees, or can we?
I mean, it's unlikely we'll find some, perfectly preserved metropolis.
Right.
But there are clues,
Okay.
whispers of the past.
Like what?
Take geoglyphs, for example.
Okay.
These massive earthen patterns, some you can only see from the air.
Wow.
They hint at a level of, social organization, ingenuity that we're just starting to grasp.
Okay, those are definitely some cool clues. But if the
Yeah.
environment is so good at breaking things down,
Yeah.
wouldn't things like geoglyphs also erode over time?
They do erode, but luckily for us,
Okay.
not as quickly as other materials.
Okay.
So these geoglyphs, they were often carved into the earth itself,
Right.
dug deep, outlined with stones,
Okay.
And since they can be so large,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking hundreds of meters,
Wow.
even with erosion,
Right.
enough remains that we can recognize them.
Ah. Okay.
They were intentionally created.
So it's like piecing together a puzzle where, yeah, some of the pieces are missing,
Exactly.
but the outline's still there.
That's a good way to think about it.
We can kind of fill in the blanks
Yeah,
based on the shape of what's left.
exactly.
But the environment itself isn't the only force at play here, right? I mean,
Right.
we're talking about a rainforest
Yeah,
teeming with
it's a
rivers.
huge river system.
And water, as we know, gives life. But
It can also take it away.
it can also be incredibly destructive.
That's for sure. It
Mm.
can be. Yeah, it's essential. But it also reshapes landscapes.
Right. Totally.
I mean, look at the Grand Canyon.
Oh, wow.
Millions of years of erosion carved that thing out.
That's a lot of power.
Now imagine that same power, but in the Amazon basin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Entire settlements just
Oh, but
washed away, swallowed up by floods, changing river paths over like centuries.
it's definitely possible, yeah. And that makes the few clues we do have
Yeah.
even more valuable.
Right.
And archaeologists, they get really excited when these clues, they hint at like advanced societies,
Right.
like those geoglyphs we talked about.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they were just like doodling in the dirt.
No.
It suggests planning, social coordination,
Oh, yeah.
way beyond just like hunter-gatherer groups.
Exactly. Exactly. And those clues, sometimes they challenge our existing timelines
Wow.
of human history.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for the longest time, we thought the Bering Land Bridge theory, that explained it.
Yeah, the class.
That people first got to the Americas, but
But then
DNA analysis,
like a whole new world.
game changer.
What was it about that type of research?
It just blew everything wide open.
Yeah.
It allows us to trace ancestral lineages
Okay.
back through time
Wow.
in a way we never could before.
That's amazing.
And what it showed us, what we're finding, is that humans were in the Americas
Okay.
way before that land bridge,
Way before 12,500 years ago.
thousands of years earlier,
Instead of around 12,500 years ago, we're looking at,
potentially 30,000.
wow, 30,000 years ago. That's a huge difference.
It's huge, yeah.
So what does that do to our understanding then of how these ancient American cultures like develop?
It changes everything.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if humans were here that much earlier, it makes you think
Yeah.
that civilizations, they could have, risen and fallen during all that time.
Leaving almost no trace.
Just the faintest whispers, yeah.
Like realizing we've only just scratched the surface of the story. And that story becomes even more intriguing when we consider like the role of art and religion in these ancient cultures. It's like they left us messages,
They did.
but in a language we're still trying to figure out.
We're working on it, yeah. Their art, it wasn't just decoration.
No.
It was their beliefs, their understanding of the cosmos, their place in the world.
Yeah.
Look at the Maya,
Okay.
their writing system. It wasn't just for, grocery lists.
Right.
It was complex. They captured their history, rituals, astronomical knowledge, even prophecies.
It's amazing how much meaning they packed into those glyphs and carving.
Oh, it's incredible.
And speaking of symbolic language, there's this one motif
Yeah.
that pops up in cultures across South America.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
The Fang deity.
Oh, the Fang deity?
What's up with that?
It's a mystery. Cultures separated by huge distances, different time periods.
Yeah.
But they all depict this being, goggle eyes, big fangs,
Yeah. Right.
often surrounded by symbols of power, shamanistic connections.
Huh.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It almost makes you think of like those ancient astronaut theories, but
Right, but
let's stick to what we can actually learn from. Yeah, what's fascinating about that, though, the Fang deity, is it pops up in such different cultures
it really does.
that it
A
suggests
common origin point.
almost like a shared ancestor.
Yeah, exactly. And some archaeologists, they think that common thread might go back to the Amazon,
Oh, wow.
spreading outwards as people migrated
Okay, so
over thousands of years.
So the Amazon could be home to, like, not just lost cities,
Right.
but lost belief systems.
Absolutely.
Whole cosmologies that have just faded away.
Lost to time.
That's incredible. And with technology, we're getting better at piecing those fragments together.
Oh, for sure. Like satellite imagery. You can see right through the rainforest canopy.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff are they finding? They're finding things that, like, would have stayed hidden.
Totally.
Things like outlines of massive plazas,
Wow.
remnants of ancient roadways, even foundations of buildings,
Hidden cities.
all concealed beneath the foliage.
It's like the jungle was trying to hide it.
Yeah, but we're starting to peek through the curtain a little bit.
We're getting there.
And it's not just satellite imagery either, right?
Right.
There's another tool that's, like, totally revolutionizing archaeology, especially in these tough environments.
Like the Amazon. Yeah.
The Amazon, we're talking about LiDAR.
LiDAR.
LiDAR, I've heard that term.
Yeah.
What is that exactly?
So imagine this. You have a device, right? And it sends out these pulses of laser light.
Laser light. Okay.
And then it measures how long it takes for those pulses to bounce back.
Okay.
And by analyzing those reflections, it can create these, like, crazy detailed 3D maps of the ground,
Oh,
even through all the thick vegetation.
no way. So it's like giving archaeologists
X-ray vision.
X-ray
Oh,
vision.
yeah.
Yeah, they can just see what's underneath the surface without like ever even picking up a shovel.
Basically.
That's incredible.
And the detail is amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it picks up these subtle variations in the elevation,
Oh, wow.
revealing structures, roads, even like old agricultural terraces that are totally covered up now.
It makes you wonder, like, what else is out there? Just waiting for us to find it with all this cool technology.
Who knows what we'll find next?
But even finding those lost sites, that's only part of it, right?
Right.
Once you find something, how do you figure out what it all means?
That's the question, isn't it?
What story is it trying to tell us?
Archaeologists, we're like detectives.
Okay.
Excavation, artifact analysis, historical research.
It's a lot.
It all goes into piecing together the story.
So what kind of stuff are we looking at?
Oh, yeah, pottery shards, tools,
Huh.
burial practices, anything that can tell us about the people who live there.
It's like putting together this giant jigsaw puzzle, but the pieces are scattered across, like, time and space.
That's a great way to put it.
And sometimes you find a piece,
Yeah.
and it just changes everything, like that DNA analysis we were talking about.
Completely upended the timeline.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Every new discovery has this potential to, like, challenge what we think we know and just rewrite history.
That's what I love about it.
It's exciting.
Yeah. It's a constant exploration, discovery.
And a little bit of, like, imagination, too, right?
Oh, for sure.
You got to look at, like, a pile of rocks
Or a faint outline.
and just see the possibility
What could it have been?
of a lost city, of forgotten people.
Totally.
That's amazing.
It's all about imagination. You know, it fuels our curiosity.
Right.
Drives us to ask questions, look beyond what we see.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into these lost civilizations in the Americas, what's like the biggest takeaway you want to leave with our listeners? What should they be thinking about?
I want them to remember that the past, it's never really lost.
Oh, I like that.
It's all around us, you know,
Yeah.
hidden beneath our feet, woven into the landscape, whispered in stories,
Mm-hmm.
and every new discovery.
Yeah,
It just makes our understanding of who we are, where we came from, that much richer.
that's beautifully put. And who knows, maybe the most incredible discoveries are still out there.
Just waiting for us.
Just waiting to be found, their secrets, safeguarded by the earth, just waiting for the right moment, the right technology to be revealed.
Can't wait.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
And keep exploring out there. You never know what mysteries you might uncover.